Boston terror attacks may complicate efforts to a bipartisan immigration reform proposal. The bombing suspects received asylum in the U.S. more than 10 years ago, and some Republican lawmakers, like Senator Rand Paul, are urging caution on changing immigration laws right now. Senator Paul writing to Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, quote, "We should not proceed until we understand the specific failures of our immigration system. Why did the current system allow 2 individuals to immigrate to the United States from the Chechen Republic in Russia, an area known as a hotbed of Islamic extremism, who then committed acts of terrorism? Were there any safeguards? Could this have been prevented? Does the immigration reform before us address this?" White House Press Secretary Jay Carney was asked about this at the Daily Press Briefing.
Do you think Rand Paul has a point at all that what happened in Boston reflects something wrong with the current system of immigration?
We believe that we need to move forward with comprehensive immigration reform for a whole host of reasons, and the benefits that reform will provide to our country, to our economy, to our security. And we agree with those co-authors of the legislation in the Senate who have made the point in recent days that enhancing our security is one of the reasons why we should press forward with comprehensive immigration reform.
Senator Rand Paul, Republican from Kentucky, joins us now. You heard Jay Carney's answer there. Is he ignoring or dismissing your concerns?
Well, I'm not sure they're paying attention to what I'm asking. I think there needs to be a significant part of the debate over immigration reform needs to be over national security. And I'm not even saying delay it. I'm just saying make it part of the debate, but that may mean that the debate takes longer. But, you know, we had 2 refugees admitted, the same way these brothers were admitted, to my town, Bowling Green, Kentucky, and they were accused of buying Stinger missiles. They were also found to have fingerprints on an unexploded IED several years before they were admitted. We're not doing enough scrutiny, I think, on those who come to our country on student visas and refugee status. There used to be a program. For 10 years, we had a program, and President Obama canceled it. It was called End Sears, where 25 countries were targeted, and we said they need extra scrutiny to make sure they're not coming here to attack us. President Obama disbanded that. He's also disbanding money to train our pilots to be armed in the cockpit. I would like every pilot to be armed and trained in the cockpit, and President Obama is getting rid of the funding for that. So I think we're sending the wrong signal here, and it's a wrong signal to say hurry up and let's pass comprehensive immigration reform, but let's don't do anything to make sure the country's more secure from people who might use immigration to attack us.
Well, background checks would be part of the immigration reform bill. Already they are, but you know, in the case of the Tsarnaev brothers, the older brother, Tamerlan, got more than a background check. He got an FBI interview, and that didn't uncover what he, ultimately pulled off there in Boston.
But there are reports now today, and I don't know if they can be confirmed, but the reports today are that his trip back to Chechnya wasn't lit up on the radar screen for the FBI because his name was misspelled. This isn't the first time we've heard of this, a misspelling being a problem with a watch list. The question I have is, how many people did the Russians ask us to look at in the last couple of years? If it was 50,000, that may be an impossible task. But if the Russians ask us to look at 10 people, I want to know why we didn't do more scrutiny, why we didn't follow up when he was leaving the country. I think a big tip-off to being radicalized is going back to the Middle East and meeting with those who are radicalizing these people. So I would say that he should have been on some sort of list to watch if we had evidence that he was a potential threat.
Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, Republican. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.